What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host, Josh. We're here with a little different background. I mean, if you're with us with the FIFA stream, you would have recognized it, but we thought it would be fun just to, change things up and have this little background. But we're here today to talk about the list that a lot of you guys obviously have seen. You've tagged me in it, you've asked my opinion, and I figured it'd be great to make a little video on it. And that is the list of up to 8 players that Borussia Dortmund could sell this summer. And the list obviously stems from the fact that if we don't get Champions League football, mix in the fact that no tickets sales and of course the pandemic, we're in a bit of a financial hole, and if we don't get that Champions League money, which we desperately need, it could mean some big assets are being sold. I looked at this list. I mean, there's no way for me to react naturally because it was easy to see the 8 players, but I'm going to give you my little percentages. I'm going to give you my opinion on each one of these players, the percentage that they're going to leave if we get Champions League football, and the percentage they're going to leave if we don't. And I'm just going to go through it. So I want to obviously hear what you guys have to think about it. If you are new around here, be sure to comment, like, subscribe, hit the subscribe button. We're obviously doing a ton of stuff with Borussia Dortmund. We got some pretty cool content you guys aren't going to want to miss coming up. So do that. And of course, like and comment on this video. But the first name on the list is Erling Haaland. And I'm going to go on the list and I'm literally reading the article beside me. And the first name on it was Erling Haaland. So in my opinion, even if we don't get Champions League football, if we finish outside in a Europa League spot, I believe Erling Haaland has a 20% chance of leaving if we don't get Champions League football. I believe that he's too valuable to this team. I think he personally wants to be here. I think his agent, his dad, he's in a good environment to keep growing as a player, and he's not in a huge rush to leave. And the 20% is just if he has a change of heart and he's like, you know what, I want to play Champions League football, or other club comes knocking now, the fact that Dortmund maybe be put under pressure, but I really believe that they would sell pretty much anybody else just to keep Holland. I honestly don't think no matter what, he will be here next year. And if we do qualify for Champions League football, I'm putting that percentage as 1. Like, I have no doubt in my mind that he will stay here if we get Champions League football. I really think he, like I said, it's all about his development for him, and he's in a good, comfortable spot. Number 2 on the list is Jadon Sancho, and this is a completely different opinion to Holland's. He was obviously rumored and was relatively close maybe to having agreement with United. They couldn't come up to terms on price, which is obviously the big talking point about Sancho, young Englishman, and is wanted by many, obviously, Premier League clubs. Unfortunately, it didn't for United, it didn't really work out in their favor, but they will have another chance to come back at him this summer, especially if Dortmund doesn't get Champions League football. If Dortmund doesn't get Champions League football, I'm going to say there's a 100% chance that Sancho's going to be sold. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's a very valuable asset. There's already those links leading him away. I believe Holland is the other real asset that could get a lot of money, but I think he likes it here. The team likes him. They want him here. Sancho is that wild card that he could potentially go, and if we don't get Champions League football, I can promise you he will be out of this club. And if we do get Champions League football, I'd still say it's like 85% chance. The only way I don't see him going is if someone can't come up with the money. I still think he's got a huge price tag on him. I think a lot of clubs will be after him, but if Dortmund are playing hardball, maybe they get him for an extra season, but more than likely they're going to use Sancho in the summer to balance their books and obviously get some decent signings out of him. Number 3 on the list is Jude Bellingham. I thought that was a bit of a surprising one considering his age and just coming over to Germany. So I'm going to say Champions League doesn't mean a lot to him in regards to his personal opinion of staying with the club, and I think there's more assets that can be sold. So in my opinion, Jude Bellingham is someone that Dortmund want to keep a hold on to at least for a few seasons, make him obviously rise in price, which I think he absolutely can. So it doesn't really fit their bill to sell him at this point. So even if we don't get Champions League football, I think there's only like a 10% chance that he'd leave. And if we do get Champions League football, I say there's a 0% or 1, as low as you want to get, percent chance that he will leave, because I really think that he's a part of this team. He likes it in Germany. He's fitting in well. He just can keep growing as a player. And if Dortmund do take the opportunity to cash in on him down the line, I think he's got a couple more years under his belt here before they do so. Number 4 on the list is Axel Witsel. And this is a very interesting one. For me, I didn't really think of him leaving the club just because he's a seasoned vet. He's obviously done some amazing things at this club, and I just kind of always thought of him as a leader, but he is getting a little bit older. He's coming off a very, very challenging injury to bounce back from. Plus, we have depth in that position. I don't know how important Champions League football is to him. I'm assuming at his age, it probably will render on his decision whether he wants to stay or go. So, in my opinion, I'd say if we don't get Champions League football, there's probably a 40% chance that he would leave. I still don't think, he's not a very sellable asset. If he wanted to leave, I think that would be the main thing that would stem through it. But I really do believe even if Dortmund don't get Champions League football, there's a good chance even more of a chance he would stay. But if we don't, I say there's a 40. But if we do get Champions League football, I'd say that there's a 15% chance that he would leave. I think more than likely he's going to see out the end of his contract and not get sold on because he doesn't have a huge sell-on value. Number 5 on the list is Manuel Akanji, and he's an interesting one because this is the player who, from time at Dortmund, has struggled, but also has been very successful in some of the games he's played. He's been linked to the Premier League. Leicester City have been putting in a decent bid for him. Maybe they look to reshuffle that back line. It's hard to tell. I mean, there's no guarantee that Leicester, for example, would have even got Champions League football to really determine how important Champions League football is to the player itself. But if we don't get Champions League football next season, I say there's a 45% chance that he may want to move on. Again, I just don't see Dortmund being very keen to offload him. I think they do rate Akanji. They like Akanji. And it'd be hard to replace that type of player in that type of position. If we do qualify for the Champions League, I say there's still a 25% chance just because there has been lurking rumors. You never know, with maybe a little bit of Champions League money, some Sancho money, we may go out for a couple other center backs and Akanji's on his way. But I have a good feeling he'll be playing here next season. Number 6 on the list is Mo Dahoud. And you guys are probably chuckling because you know how I rate Dahoud, but in all honesty, this is a very simple answer. If we don't qualify for the Champions League next season, there's a 100% chance of him leaving. And if we do qualify for the Champions League next season, there's a 100% chance of him leaving. Dahoud's got no future at this club. Both managers have made that very clear to him. He is still getting some minutes even recently, and he's playing relatively well, but just over this even years of experience with him in Dortmund, it's just not a mesh, man. It's not going to turn a switch and he's going to all of a sudden be in because we've seen him play well. He still can't get in this side. I don't see a new manager coming in and changing that. I have a feeling he'll probably get sold to one of the clubs in Liga, probably Marseille or Monaco, and that will right that. So I really, really don't see Dahoud having a future here next year, especially when we're targeting the likes of Neuhaus. Number 7 on the list is Gio Reyna, and this one made me chuckle. It really did. I cannot see Borussia Dortmund giving this kid up. I think that there's so many different reasons why this is one of the laughing stocks of ideas on this list because he is such an important young player. Yes, he's not on his greatest form. He's not finding his positioning all that well playing out on the wings, but he signed a long-term contract. He is the future in my position for our center attacking mid. He's happy to be in Dortmund. Dortmund want him. Plus that tie to the States, huge market over there. The Bundesliga is booming in that country, and it doesn't make any sense to flip him. So if we don't get Champions League football, I mean, if anything, Gio will have more of an opportunity to break into the starting 11 and even play in his preferred position. So I'd say if we don't get Champions League football next season, there's a 5% chance he leaves. And if we do get Champions League football, there's a 0 to 1% chance he leaves. I have no doubt in my mind that Gio Reyna isn't going to be with us next season. You may come back on this clip in a few months' time and laugh because you know how football is. But if I'm being totally realistic, I think he's an asset this team loves and does not want to lose in any way, shape, or form. And he'll be here next season. And the final name on this list is another one that I almost laughed as hard as I did with the Gio Reyna one, and that is our boy Guerreiro. He has been such a wonderful player. He even just did an interview about how he feels about this club. He's a weapon in the attack. Can play obviously left back. He's a very versatile player, and he's just kind of has been around and is very underrated, as a lot of you guys know. But if these Dortmund fans like myself have seen the way that he's put in shifts week in, week out for the last few seasons, you know that this club doesn't want to lose him. And I just don't see he's one of the big assets that are going to make a difference. I think there's a lot of other options going forward that other teams are going to look for, especially if they're going to pick apart Dortmund, and Guerreiro's just not one of those options. So if we don't get Champions League football, I say there's a 20% chance that he could leave because he could think to himself, and it comes on him that, hey, I want to play Champions League. Maybe PSG come knocking. He's got, obviously, his ties to France, and maybe he goes there. But if we do get Champions League football, I say there's 5% chance he leaves. I just can't see this club letting him go. I think it's just such a perfect fit. He loves it here, and it's just not going to happen. So if I'm being completely real with that list that you guys just obviously heard of, in my opinions, there's one name on it. And there's one name that no matter what I think is going to happen, that is going to make a difference to this team and help balance this team's book, whether we're in Champions League or we're in Europa League. Hopefully Champions League, but that is Sancho. I think Sancho's future, from what I'm reading, what I'm seeing, is pretty much written in stone, and I have a feeling that he's going to be the asset we cash in on. It's going to be a lot of money on him, man. He's going to bring in a ton of money where we're going to be able to help ourselves, the club financially, and even go out into the market and dip in and get some other recruitments. as well as Dahoud. Dahoud's not going to bring in a crazy ton of cash, but he's more than likely going to be the main one. So out of that 8 players, no matter what happens, Champions League or Europa League football, I only see 2 names realistically leaving, and I definitely do believe both of them probably will leave. The only way Sancho doesn't leave is obviously if a team just can't afford those big wages and or the big price tag. So those are my reactions, guys, to the list that was drawn up of 8 players to leave Borussia Dortmund. I don't believe in 6 of them, not a chance, but I do strongly believe in 2 of them. So I hope you guys did enjoy this. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this list. I know a lot of you guys were laughing at it. I chuckled a little bit too, but football's crazy, man. I mean, I could say this, Sancho ends up staying and Guerreiro and Gio leave, but I really don't think so. We'll see what happens in the future, and if you guys are new around here, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.